the story of a swordsman who falls in love with a vampire girl and becomes a vampire for his love, but monstrous soldiers attack them and these two are separated from each other. To see the story, you have to stay with me until the end of the video. I assure you that you will be shocked and something will happen that you don't expect. Hello, welcome to the Animo Time channel. For today's video, we have the second part of the incredibly beautiful anime named Kurozuka. If you haven't seen the first part, I suggest you watch the first part through the link in the description, and then stay with me until the end of this video. In the previous part, we saw that the Red Army soldiers attacked the rebel base and killed a large number of them. Now Kuro and the other survivors are heading towards Kagura where Kuramitsu was last seen. On the way, Kuro is lost in his thoughts and thinks about Sanoa's words that Kuramitsu has been looking for him for years. Kuro deeply distrusts Sanoa and her group, but this is the only way to find Kuramitsu. Finally, the group reaches the destination and gets off the bus. Sanoa says that we should continue on foot. Kiruta says that this place is unknown and dangerous, but they have no other choice and continue into the forest. While walking in the forest, Kuro remembers the past when he and Kuramitsu fought against Red Army soldiers for hours. He only remembers that his head getting cut off and nothing else. Finally, the group reaches the entrance of Kagura village. It's an underground village and they go down the stairs. On the way, the group notices something strange. Suddenly Kiruta sees a trail of blood on the ground and a little further on, they see that all the villagers have been killed. They are shocked and Sanoa is worried about Kuramitsu's safety. They run through the hallway to find a survivor. One of the people in the group notices the ivy plant on the walls, the same plant that killed the villagers. Suddenly some villagers have turned into creatures like zombies with black eyes. Kuro has a flashback again and remembers that it was Kuramitsu who cut off his head so that his body could reach the full potential of a vampire. Suddenly, one of the villagers throws countless ivy plants out of his mouth and covers the entire underground village. Kuro and the others quickly run to the exit and manage to be saved. Suddenly, two Red Army generals appear in the forest. One of them controls ivy plants and the other traps and paralyzes people in illusion. Kuro gets stuck in the illusion and is shocked. He tries to help his friend, but the general tells him that you will stay in this situation forever, and your friends will have to fight by themselves. When Kuro tries to move but can't, he suddenly hears a voice. That's the voice of one of the members of the group named Kuon. He makes the general run away with his gun and the illusion is broken. Kuon and Kuro go to the others to help them, but Sanoa is in big trouble. She is trapped by a large number of ivy planets and the general named Kagetsu is torturing her to get Kuramitsu's location. On the other hand, Kiruta and Rai are stuck in the illusion and have their guns pointed at each other. Despite the torture, Sanoa doesn't give any information to Kagetsu and is bleeding profusely from her wounds. Finally, Kuro appears and attacks Kagetsu. She dodges Kuro's blows, but Kuro manages to hit her hard. Suddenly she regenerates and attacks Kuro. Kuramitsu appears at the last moment and easily kills Kagetsu. Kuro is shocked, but before he can talk to his love, Kuramitsu says that they will meet each other very soon and that all the answers are in the Red Castle and she disappears once more. Unfortunately, Sanoa dies from her wounds and Kuro and the group move on to their next destination, the Red Castle. In fact, the Red Castle is the main base of operations of the monstrous Red Army. Along the way, the group can get to know each other better. Rai explains the technology to Kuro and Kiruta have some fun with the gang. They camp for the night and talk about which food is the best. The next morning, they travel to their destination again, and Kuro wants to know more about the Red Army. Kiruta explains and says that Red Army first started as the Yamato group. They were companies with different businesses, but all of them were a cover for their main activity, the Red Army. After the Great Disaster and the collapse of the world, the Red Army took power and now Tokyo is the main base of their operations. The group slowly approaches Tokyo and Red Castle. Kuro is determined to find answers and wants to see Kuramitsu and return to her old love. But suddenly a light falls on their car and Red Army finds them. Kuro gets on a motorbike to fight the soldiers with his sword. Suddenly, the general who put them in the illusion appears and Red Castle gives the red alert and sends countless soldiers to kill the rebels. Kiruta loses control of the car and they crash. Then we see that Kuro succeeds in killing General Illusion, but when Rai gets out of the car, she sees that Kiruta unfortunately died in the crash. Kuro and Rai enter the castle but are quickly captured by one of the Red Army's top scientists named Hasegawa. He takes Kuro and plays one of his memories. In the memory, Kuro and Kuramitsu are attacked by soldiers and Kuro kills them all. Kuro is shocked that Hasegawa has one of his memories, but then a shocking revelation happens. Hasegawa shows a soldier named Yoko who was sent after Kuro 20 years ago. Kuro and Yoko have the same fingerprints, which shows that Kuro took Yoko's body. Hasegawa has figured out that Kuro changes his body every 100 years to survive, but in the process, Kuro loses his memory. Then it's revealed that Kyuan is an agent of the Red Army. Hasegawa states that his ultimate goal is to remove Kuro's head once more and transfer his power and soul into another body. Kuro gets angry and frees himself with his power and attacks Hasegawa. Then Hasegawa turns into a giant monster and the two fight. Hasegawa knocks Kuro out for a moment and attacks Rai. Kuro gathers his strength and manages to kill Hasegawa. Kuro finds a special armor and carries Rai and they move forward, but before they reach their destination, Kyuan appears and kills Rai. He says that his body was actually the perfect body to take Kuro's powers. Kuro is shocked by this and fights Kyuan with his sword. These two are good fighters and have the same skills, but in the end Kuro succeeds and kills Kyuan. Kuro continues on his way and reaches the secret chamber of Red Castle. Kuro is extremely angry and his power has increased. He faces the commanders of the Red Army in the chamber and kills them all. He finally reaches the last room where he sees the Red Army Emperor and Kuramitsu. It turns out that the leader of the Red Imperial Forces is actually Benkei. He has been immortal all this time and was looking for the secret of human life. Kuro listens to their words secretly from behind the door. Benkei tells Kuramitsu that he loved her all these years and was jealous of his master Kuro. He says that when the Red Army find him, they offer him to join them. At first, he hated his new life, but eventually he realizes that he can do whatever he wants. Benkei just wants to be with Kuramitsu and loves her. Kuro hears the whole conversation and invites Benkei to a duel. Kuro succeeds and kills Benkei, but during a shocking incident, Kuramitsu wants to cut off Kuro's head again. She tells him that they will be together forever and that she has a new body for him. Kuro is shocked, but when he realizes, he sees that this has happened already. Kuro wakes up in the forest once again and doesn't remember anything from the past. He only knows that he has to find a woman named Kuramitsu. Kuro then finds a giant advanced city. It seems that 100 years have passed since the previous events and Kuro is looking for Kuramitsu again. Kuramitsu seems to have trapped Kuro in an endless time where she changes his body and erases his memory. This video ends here. Thank you for being with me until the end. If you want the next part, write it in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new videos.